Hey guys, it's Scott with Scottie B Cards, and in this video, I want to look at the top rookies in 2025 Topps Chrome. The checklist for 2025 Topps Chrome was released, and we now know what rookies are actually in this product. So what I want to do in this video is look at the top 10 rookies and rank them from worst to best and who you should look for when you're opening this product. The way I like to do this is through 4 categories. The first one is age, then there's prospect ranking, minor league stats, and big league stats. Age, we're doing a scale of 1 to 10. If they're 20 years old, they get 10 points. If they're 25 years old, they get 5 points. Prospect ranking, if they're a top 10 prospect, they get 10 points. If they're a top 30 prospect, they get 7 points, and so forth. And the minor league and big league stats is just 1 through 10 depending on how good they were. I will note we'll then total that and then average it, and we'll rank those players from 10 to 1. If they're in the top 10, they're a good player. Some of these players don't have prospect rankings like a Ben Rice, so they're a little bit lower than they should be according to some people, but those 4 categories are really good at summarizing, age and potential, prospect ranking from people who evaluate these players, and then performance in general. So number 10, we have Kumar Rocker. Kumar Rocker is 25 years old. He is a top 40 prospect. His minor league stats are good, but his big league stats aren't great. So here's Kumar Rocker, and again, we'll look at his prospect ranking is pretty solid. This is the pre-2025 rankings, which we're focusing on because most of these players don't have eligibility to be on prospect rankings in the middle of the season anymore because they played most of the year with the big league team. But if we scroll down and look at his minor league stats this year for 3 games started, he has a .82 ERA in the minor leagues. If you look at last year, he had a 1.96 ERA in 9 games started in the minor leagues. For his career, he's a 2.5 ERA guy. He also has 109 strikeouts, and that's not in very many innings pitched, only 75 innings pitched. But if we look at his big league stats, that's where things change a little bit. We can see he's been worth negative .9 WAR. He has an ERA of 6.13, and he wasn't that good last year either when he debuted a little bit with the Rangers. I will note though, if we look at his most recent game logs, 3 games ago he had a 5-inning no earned runs outing. Then he had 5.1 innings with only 2 earned runs, and this last one is 6 innings with only 2 earned runs. So he's trending in the right direction on who he could be, but he is a pitcher, so take that with a grain of salt. At number 9, we have Spencer Schwellenbach. He's the opposite of Kumar Rocker, same age, 25, but he has no prospect rankings, but he's just been really, really good. So here's Spencer Schwellenbach again. Here is minor league stats. They're solid 2.21 ERA in 24 games started. We're not going to look too deep at those. His big league stats are what I want to focus on because he played last year and this year. Last year he had a 3.35 ERA, and that was in 123 innings pitched. This year he leads the league in 110 innings pitched with a 3.09 ERA and 7 wins, which is solid. He does have 108 strikeouts as well. It's not bad at all. His whip is also below 1, which is incredible. So that is Spencer Schwellenbach. Another pitcher, Rhett Lauder at number 8. Rhett Lauder, he's had an amazing career. So you might say, why does he have 7 points here, Scott? Well, that's because he hasn't pitched this year. He had last year of a 1.9 WAR with 2 wins, 2 losses, a 1.17 ERA, and that was only in 6 games started. But he only pitched 6 games in his big league career so far because he's been hurt this entire year. He still was a top prospect heading into this season, and his minor league stats were okay. They were good, but they weren't like elite like the last 2 pitchers we saw. He was always touted as a highly respected pitching prospect. But if you look at his big league stats again, they're great. Only 22 years old. He's 23 this year, which is why he has 7 points and not 8 points there for age. But overall, he needs to pitch again before I give him a higher score than 7 for his big league stats because it's kind of weighted incorrectly when you think about he hasn't pitched in the first half of this season. At number 7 is Coby Mayo. Coby Mayo's 23 years old. He's a prospect for the Orioles. He is a top 20 prospect. His minor league stats, I gave him 6. I probably should have given him 7. I'll show you that in a moment. But his big league stats have not been good. So here's Coby Mayo. He's been worth negative .4 WAR, 1 home run, 217 batting average, a 73 OPS plus. If we scroll down again, here is his prospect rankings heading into 2025, and his minor league stats are good. 277 batting average, 90 home runs in 435 games with a 906 OPS. If we go look at last year in total, we can see he hit 293 to 964 OPS and 25 home runs. So the 6 was a mistake, should have been a little bit higher. But if we go look at his big league stats, that is where we see some issues, right? Has not translated yet. It's hard to translate at the big league level. He's kind of in that same group of a lot of the Baltimore Orioles prospects that are great in the minor leagues that haven't performed at the big league level yet. A bunch of them, a bunch of infielders, and that's been a problem for them. So hopefully he can figure it out. I think he has all the potential. He went 1 for 3 yesterday, which is good. And then, it's on actually a 3-game hitting streak. There you go. 4 of his last 5 games he has hits. So he's turning it around, but that's Coby Mayo. At number 6, we have Dylan Cruz. Dylan Cruz is out right now with an oblique injury, and I don't know when he's set to return, but I will note he is a top 10 prospect according to Major League Baseball the last 2 years. His minor league stats aren't really what you would expect for a top 10 prospect. If we look at 2024, at the end of the season, he was between AAA and AA. He had 13 home runs, hit 270 with a 792 OPS, and a large strikeout problem of 92 strikeouts and only 36 walks in 100 games. But if we look at his age with his prospect ranking, that's why he's so high. He's 23, top 10 prospect. Minor league stats are average or so. And then his big league stats, they're okay. So here are his big league stats here. So far for his career, he's been a positive player, 1.1 WAR. He has 10 home runs, and that's in only 277 career at-bats. And his OPS plus is consistently around 78 or 80 or so. And would love to see him get that higher. It's hard when you're comparing him to the other Nationals rookie in this set, which is James Wood, who we'll talk about in a moment, who's really been great. But the cool thing is if you buy breaks of this product, you'll have James Wood, and then you'll have a top prospect in Dylan Cruz to fall back on if you don't hit any Wood cards. So interesting thing to look at. At number 5, you have Matt Shaw. Matt Shaw is interesting because he's been a lot better since his recent call up from the minor leagues. He was demoted because he wasn't performing, and he's been a lot better. But either way, he's 23 years old, a top 20 prospect. Minor league stats are very good, and his big league stats are above average. Here is Matt Shaw. Look at his big league stats right here really quick before we jump to the minor leagues. 1.1 WAR, 2 home runs, hitting 222, so above the Mendoza line, and a 79 OPS plus. The difference between him and some other players is he's a really good defender and just an overall really good ball player. Here are his minor league rankings. He's number 35, number 19, and number 26. And if we go look at his minor league stats in total, he has 35 home runs in 183 games, a 301 average, and a 915 OPS. If we look at all of 2024 between AA and AAA, he hit 284 with an 867 OPS and 21 home runs. So he is solid. If we go look at his big league stats, though, like I mentioned, he's been more defensively gifted than offensively gifted. But you can even tell from his last few games, he's been doing much better since that recent call-up. I think he's actually one of the top 20 or 30 players in regards to WAR for that time period since his call-up. But that's Matt Shaw at number 5. And at number 4, we have Kristen Campbell, the $60 million man for the Boston Red Sox. If you look at Kristen Campbell, though, the numbers, they're offensively better than a lot of players, including Matt Shaw, including Dylan Cruz. The difference for Kristen Campbell is he's been really bad defensively. So he's only 23 years old, so he has 7 points there. He's also a top prospect, so he had 10 points there. He was a top 10 prospect. But if you look at his D-WAR, which is defensive WAR, he's been a terrible defender. That's been the main reason why he was demoted. He also started out really decent at the big league level before hitting a cold stretch, which is totally typical for a minor leaguer, especially a prospect like Kristen Campbell. Mike Trout struggled when he first came up. Aaron Judge didn't set the world on fire in 2016 either. So it's one of those things where this is not abnormal, so you shouldn't give up on him quite yet. But at the same time, there's a lot of prospects who never quite figure it out. Hopefully that's not the case for Campbell. But in the minor leagues so far this year, since he was demoted, he does have a 916 OPS, 250 average. At the big level this year, he's hitting 223 with a 664 OPS and 6 home runs. But last year, between high A, double A, and triple A, he hit 330 with a 997 OPS and 20 home runs in 115 games. So that's who the Red Sox are hoping they have here, and I think it will translate. Between him, Marcelo Meyer, and Roman Anthony, that's a pretty good young group for the Red Sox. At number 3, we have Roki Sasaki. He's out right now. He is out with shoulder issues. Shoulder issues are never, ever a good thing for a pitcher, especially a young pitcher, and he has no timetable for his return. Dave Roberts had some positive comments, but either way, Roki Sasaki is currently out. He is 23 years old. He is a top 10 prospect. I think he was the number 1 prospect, according to most publications. Minor league stats, I'm counting the international stats because the Japanese league is better than AAA, I'd say, and he was the best pitcher in that league. He was amazing, so I gave him 10 points there, but his big league stats are okay. Overall, he actually was a few robbed home runs away from a lot higher ERA than 4.72, only been worth 0.1 WAR, 1 win, 1 loss, and a very high whip, not very many strikeouts and 34 innings pitched. So overall, there are some concerns with Roki. If we go look at his foreign leagues, though, I guess foreign league stats, he has a 2.02 ERA with 30 wins, 15 losses. Where's his strikeouts? 524 strikeouts, and that's only in 414 innings pitched. His strikeout to 9 ratio, so how many strikeouts he gets every 9 innings on average, is 11.4, which is very good. That's like the best all time. I think the best strikeout 9 ratio in Major League Baseball history is Blake Snell, surprisingly, and I think it's pretty close to this number. So hopefully that'll translate. Hopefully he can get healthy. The Dodgers can't keep any pitchers healthy. Don't know why that's the case, but it is what it is. At number 2, we have Jacob Wilson. He is 23 years old. He is a top 30 prospect. His minor league stats are amazing. You'll be surprised at his minor league stats if you haven't looked at them before, and his big league stats have been very good this year. He's been worth 2.1 WAR in the big league so far. He's hitting .338 with 9 home runs and a 138 OPS plus. One interesting thing about Jacob Wilson is that he is not really a power guy. I know he has 9 home runs. Those are all pulled barely over the fence, kind of like a Mookie Betts or a Nolan Arenado. He's actually similar to Mookie Betts in the sense where he does not have high exit velocity, but he squares the ball up really well. What that means is he's just a pure hitter. Think of like Mookie Betts or Luis Ariz in that sense, where he's just looking to get the ball in play and get the ball in the outfield and get a single or a double, that type of guy. And if we look at his minor league stats, they tell a similar story. His career, 79 games in the minor leagues, he has a 400 batting average, 401 with a 1.052 OPS and 8 home runs in 79 games, which aligns very well with what he's doing in the big leagues so far. For his career in the big leagues, he is hitting .318, which is not bad. If we look at his last year in 2024, he hit .433 with a 1.14 OPS. So hard to complain with that one. Hopefully Jacob Wilson on the A's can continue to play well. I know it's been hard for athletics players to play in like the temporary ballpark, to move into Las Vegas, all these different things. But so far he's been solid, making a push for the batting title. That's going to be a hard feat with Aaron Judge, but it is something he's in the running for. And at number 1 is the clear-cut best player in this set, and the clear-cut best player so far to target in 2025, and that is James Wood. James Wood is 22. He does not turn 23 until September. He is a top 10 prospect. His minor league stats are amazing, and his big league stats are even better. So here's James Wood. We'll get to his big league stats in a moment. He is a top, 10 prospect. If we go scroll down, we'll see for his career minor leagues, he's a .302 hitter with a 941 OPS and 51 home runs in 283 games. If we look at his last season in the minor leagues, we'll say 2024 before his call-up, he had 10 home runs in 52 games with a .353 average and a 1.058 OPS. If you go look at his big league stats though, he has 3.9 WAR before the All-Star game. He has 22 home runs, a 165 OPS plus while hitting .283. Yesterday against the Angels, he was intentionally walked 4 times, the first player since Barry Bonds. So it just goes to show how well he's developing. His rookie year, if we actually go scroll down in 2024, that was his true rookie year. This year he's not rookie eligible, but his rookie cards are this year. He was 21 and he had 9 home runs in 79 games. So far this year in similar amount of games, 84 games, he has 22 home runs. So he's figured out how not just to go opposite field home runs. That's all he did his rookie year. Now he's pulling the ball with authority and is translating to excellent numbers. So that is number 1. That is James Wood. Let me know in the comments down below which player you are high on, which player you're worried about. And other than that, I will see you in the next video.